Our facilities, we now have 175 computer lab. We have 4 computer classrooms, and we have, at the remote sites, 3 computer class/labs. All right. So in developmental math, we do the Emporium model, and we employ mastery learning. In the others, we do replacement and Emporium model. We do, in the college algebra and the statistics, we do 1 hour of traditional lecture. Then we do a 1-hour breakout session, okay? And those breakout sessions are in a computer classroom, but we do specific activities in those computer classrooms, all right? And then they go to the lab after that. So we're actually, at this point, utilizing teaching assistants in those breakout sessions, okay? And we employ, in the college level, we employ quasi-mastery learning. What I mean by that, they don't take it an infinite number of times, but if they mess up, they take it more than once. Pre-Cal 1, Pre-Cal 2, and Calculus 1 are pretty much this replacement model. Two or 3 days of lecture, and then go to the lab and work. So, as you can see, there's wide variance under course redesign. If you want to learn more about course redesign, you can go to www.thencat.org, and you can read on the Emporium model, the replacement model, so forth, and you can see examples of what's worked and so forth. All right. Let's look at some student comments. Math is less boring than online gaming. I was in the lab last year at Chattanooga State and asked a student how it was going. She said, oh, it's going great. She goes, you know, this stuff is less boring than online gaming. I was like, really? That's a compliment. Then she said, you know, when I do math, I don't have to smoke. I said, really? Alrighty then. She goes, no, really. I'm an addicted gambler. And, you know, oh no, she goes, I'm an addicted smoker. And, you know, to replace your smoking addiction, you have to replace it with another addiction. So I do online gaming. She goes, but between you and me, online gaming gets a little boring after a while. She goes, but when I do this stuff, I don't have to smoke. I said, ma'am, we need to get you in an infomercial right now. Let's get the cameras. You know, I don't know what was going on in her brain with the chemicals or so forth when she's doing the math, but something was going on. And so, you know, that was funny, but it was good to see her. We need to put her in an anti-smoking campaign or something. I love this one. I decided that I like math now. This happened at Cleveland State. I had a student named Lawrence. Had him the first semester we redesigned. And I had him before. He had failed before. Then I had him in redesign. He made it. Then this summer, he went into intermediate algebra. He made it. Then the fall, he went into college algebra. He made it. Then I saw him the next spring at Cleveland State coming out of the math lab. I said, hey, Lawrence, how's it going? He goes, oh, it's going great. I said, well, what's up? You took college algebra last fall. He goes, oh, I know. I'm taking statistics. I said, really? He goes, oh, I don't have to. I've just decided that I like math now. Wow, what a difference. I'm excited about math. I passed a teacher in the hall at Chattanooga State last spring, and I said, how's it going? He said, you know, it's going really well. He said, you know, in the last week, I've had 3 students come up to me and tell me that they are excited about math. Teamwork. We've redesigned 8 courses in 1 year at Chattanooga State. So what do those courses look like? Well, they're my math lab courses, but then they've got resources built in. They've got links to places. They've got videos built in there. They've got PowerPoints built in there. Some of these are My Math Lab videos. Others of them are just stuff we did to enhance. They've got PDF files. They've got all sorts of stuff. And then, I don't know if you know about the media assignments and the personalized homework, but that's good stuff. The media assignments, I just showed this to a student this week. In Pre-Cal 1, I was like, look what's coming, because we got this done kind of on the fly. And I showed him the homework assignment. Questions 1 through 8. Here's your resources. Questions 9 and 10. Here's your resources. Question 11 through 15. Here's your resource. He was like, wow, that is awesome. I was like, yeah, good stuff. So that's good. You know, integrating those resources is one of the keys to getting students to use them. By the way, I got called into the Center for Distributed Education. We did all this. Chattanooga State has a center for basically online learning. She called me into her office, and they spent $30,000 getting this done, okay? They bought tablets for the faculty. They gave them stipends over the summer. It takes support at all levels to get this stuff done. But she called me in her office, and she goes, you know, she goes, I got some news. I said, what? She goes, we had to redo the contract because all these videos and stuff that we did, but even the My Math Lab, we put on a streaming video server, and that was contracted through another company. She goes, we had to redo the contract. I was like, oh. She goes, no, it's a good thing. They have to increase their bandwidth by over 4 times of what they were providing the college. You know why? Students are using it. She goes, here's the really good news. She goes, the company told me that usually you see a spike and then you just see it drop off. She goes, they saw a spike and it just kept going. Once students get in there and use that stuff, if it's good stuff, they'll keep going back, okay? So here's our redesign team. 2 of them aren't pictured. But I was so proud of these folks. We had meetings every 2 weeks, report of what you've been doing, report of how it's coming along, you know, a couple of them did feedback for the other courses, so forth. It takes teamwork. I had a faculty member say to me this fall, he said, you know, for the first time in my career, I really feel like we're functioning as a team, as a department. Teamwork is important. When you get teamwork going on, you get everybody plugged into what's going on in those courses. We have regular team meetings for each course. What's going on? How's it going? You know, what do we need to do? You know, teamwork is essential. And then you take that mountain of work and you divide it up, and all of a sudden it doesn't become so bad. Okay, here's some pictures from Chattanooga State. This is the lab. Last year, when I arrived on campus, we had a lab. And I had students in my office every day complaining. This fall, I have not heard a single complaint about developmental math. I've heard nothing but positive things from the adjunct instructors. It takes a transition period. It takes some time. For those of you who end up doing something like this, if you do, be prepared. There's an adjustment period. There's an adjustment period for faculty. There's an adjustment period for students, okay? Right now at Chattanooga State, we are going through the adjustment period again in college math, not in developmental. Developmental, this fall, walked in, students are fine. They're just like, oh, this is the way it is, okay? Right now the college are kind of getting used to this is the way it is, but they'll get used to it. And that adjustment period goes on no matter where you talk to, whether it's Alabama or Chattanooga State or Cleveland State or Idaho.